All right, strap in everybody because today we're doing a deep dive into the world of cybersecurity.
Hmm.
And not just the regular firewalls and antivirus stuff you hear about every day. We're
Right.
talking about the real deal.
Yeah.
The teams, the tactics, the strategies companies use to protect themselves from cyber attacks.
Absolutely.
And to help us navigate this digital battlefield,
Okay.
we've got a real expert in the house.
I'm happy to be here.
So you ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
All right. So first things first, we got to set the stage.
Okay.
When we talk about cybersecurity, we hear a lot about red teams and blue teams.
Right.
But what are we actually talking about here?
Yeah. So you could think about it like a high-stakes game of chess,
Okay.
but instead of kings and queens, you've got hackers and defenders.
Okay.
The blue team, there are defenders.
Gotcha.
They're the ones working tirelessly to protect an organization's digital assets.
So they're like the protectors of the realm.
Exactly. They build the walls, set the traps, the whole 9 yards.
Okay. So we're talking firewalls, intrusion detection systems, all that jazz.
Exactly. All that good stuff.
But it's got to be more than just the tech, right?
Oh, absolutely. You can have the strongest fortress in the world, but if someone leaves the gate open, it doesn't matter.
That's a good point.
The human element, security awareness training, that's a huge part of what the blue team does.
So they're responsible for making sure everyone in the company is security savvy, not just the tech whizzes.
You got it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
So the blue team's got their work cut out for them,
they do, but they're not alone in this fight.
which is where the red team comes in.
You know it?
And this is where things get really interesting, right?
Absolutely.
Because the red team, they're the ones who get to think like the bad guys.
Precisely. They're the ethical hackers, the ones who use their skills to find weaknesses
Okay.
before the real bad guys can exploit them.
So they're simulating attacks, essentially.
Exactly.
That's got to be a wild job.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
But it sounds like it takes a lot of skill, and like you said, they got to be ethical about it.
Oh, absolutely. It's not about causing chaos.
Right.
It's about making sure the organization is as prepared as possible.
So it's like a controlled burn in a forest,
Right.
right? To prevent the big fire.
That's a great analogy. That's exactly what it's like.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, when the red team's doing their thing, are there any rules? I mean, you can't just unleash them on a company's systems without any guidelines, can you?
You are absolutely correct.
Okay. Yeah.
That is where the rules of engagement, or ROE, come into play.
Row E.
Yeah. It's basically a set of guidelines that define the boundaries of the simulated attack.
Gotcha.
Like what systems are fair game, how the red team can engage with them,
Right.
and how communication's going to flow before, during, and after the whole thing.
So it's about keeping things controlled and making sure everybody's on the same page.
Exactly. You got it.
That makes sense because, I mean, I imagine a surprise attack, even a simulated one, could really throw people into a panic.
Oh, absolutely. Communication is key in these situations.
Yeah, I bet.
We want to make it as realistic as possible, but we also don't want to cause unnecessary disruption.
So it sounds like there's a lot of planning and communication that goes into these exercises before they even begin,
Absolutely. The more prep work you do up front, the smoother the exercise will go.
and the more effective it'll be.
Right.
Yeah.
Precisely. It's all about finding those vulnerabilities and strengthening the organization's defenses.
This is fascinating stuff.
It is. It's a really interesting field.
So we've talked about the blue team, the defenders, and the red team, the attackers.
Right.
But it sounds like there's more to it than just those two teams, right?
You're right. There's actually a third team that plays a crucial role.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
So after the red team has done their thing, after the simulated attack is over,
Okay.
that's when the purple team comes in.
The purple team.
Yep. And this is where the real magic happens.
Okay. I'm
Uh-huh.
intrigued.
So the purple team is made up of members from both the red team and the blue team.
So they're like a mix of the two.
Exactly. They come together, they share insights, they talk out what worked, what didn't work.
So it's like a post-game analysis, but for cybersecurity.
Exactly. It's about breaking down those silos, learning from each other's moves.
And ultimately making the organization's security posture even stronger.
Exactly. It's about continuous improvement.
This is incredible.
It is. It really highlights how cybersecurity is a team sport.
It really does.
It's not just about individual brilliance. It's about collaboration, communication, and a shared commitment to staying ahead of the bad guys.
That's a really powerful message.
It is, and it's something that's often overlooked.
Yeah, I can see that.
People tend to focus on the technical aspects of cybersecurity, but the human element is just as important.
Totally, yeah.
if not more so.
So if someone's listening to this and they're thinking, this sounds amazing, I want to learn more about this red team, blue team, purple team stuff, where should they go? What resources would you recommend?
Oh, there's a ton of great resources out there.
Okay.
Um, One that comes to mind that's really valuable is the Mightier E ATT&CK framework.
Okay. IME-Tree ADT&CK framework. And
Yeah.
what is that exactly?
So it's basically like a knowledge base of adversary tactics and techniques.
Gotcha.
It's based on real-world observations.
So it's like a playbook of cyber attacks.
Kinda, yeah. It provides a common language for red teams and blue teams to use when they're talking about threats.
That's really cool.
It's a fantastic resource for anyone who wants to learn more about the attacker's mindset and how to defend against them.
I might have to check that out myself.
You should. It's really interesting stuff.
So there you have it, folks.
Light chuckling.
A glimpse into the wild world of red teams, blue teams, and purple teams.
Yeah,
We've learned that cybersecurity is a team sport.
absolutely.
It's a constant game of cat and mouse.
It really is.
And the best defense is a good offense.
Couldn't agree more.
And a willingness to learn.
Always.
Always be learning.
Absolutely.
That's the key takeaway here.
For sure.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive into cybersecurity.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
And to all you listeners out there, stay safe, stay vigilant, and remember,
What's that?
in the world of cybersecurity, the learning never stops.
It's the truth.
Until next time.
See ya.